Hi, my name is Joseph Parker, WBA champion of the world, and you're watching Sporting Icons.
Okay, so the WBA are the first out the blocks to release their new rankings for the month of February. In this video, of course, we're talking about the heavyweight division. The WBA are, and I'll say each and every time I talk about them, either corrupt or incompetent, probably both. But again, we're going to discuss that as this video goes along, because I will be going in on them over something else that they've just shown their hand at. In my opinion, corrupt bunch of slags. Okay, but I'm going to go through the top 15 and then go back through them again, try and justify their positions, point out any changes compared to last month based on recent fights, what fights they've got coming up, see who's going to be fighting who. And it's very, very important to know, as much as we don't like the sanctioning bodies and don't agree with the alphabet sanctioning bodies, it is important to know who is ranked what, where and when, so we can see why certain fights are being made. Okay, as soon as the WBC, IBF, WBO and Ring Magazine release theirs, videos shall follow suit. Yes, I know the Ring Magazine is not officially a sanctioning body, but it's a very important one to know. So if you are new to the channel, click that subscribe button. Give it a little tickle, smash it. However, turn it from red to grey. Okay, do yourself the world of good. Okay, treat yourself. Now, the top 15 goes as such for the WBA. Oleksandr Usyk is the WBA World Heavyweight Champion. He also holds the WBO and the IBF. Yes, he holds the IBO as well. Does anybody really care about the IBO? I don't think people do. It's not a necessary belt. I don't think. I'm not too sure that the IBO care about the IBO, to be honest with you. Anyway, he's got all those belts, and of course he'll be defending the WBA and the rest of them against Anthony Joshua in the rematch. Pending news about that one, I'm presuming. Trevor Bryan is the WBA regular World Heavyweight Champion. We're really going to go in on this particular situation as this video goes along. Number 1, Daniel Dubois, who I met this past weekend on a couple of occasions. Huge unit, absolutely massive. Number 2, Michael Hunter. Number 3, the WBA Gold Champion, Robert Helenius. Number 4, Hughie Fury. Number 5, Anthony Joshua. Number 6, Deontay Wilder. Number 7, Ajit Kabayel. Number 8, Arsenbek Makhmudov. Number 9, Zhan Kosabuski. Number 10, Martin Piccoli. Number 11, Andy Ruiz Jr. Number 12, Filip Hrgovic. Number 13, Joseph Parker. Number 14, Tony Yoka. And number 15, Lenier Perot. Fresh insert. So that's the top 15 for the month of February from the WBA with the heavyweight division. One noticeable change is that Jonathan Guidry is no longer in the top 15. Shock horror, right? Now, this is why I go in on the WBA, because sometimes they're even blatant about it. Is it corrupt? Quite possibly. Bunch of motherfuckers. Because Lenier Perot was in nobody's top 15 since forever. Okay? Suddenly, last month, he appears in the top 15. And we're going, who is that? And why? Turns out he's got a fight with Trevor Bryan, the WBA regular World Heavyweight Champion. So WBA doing Don King a favour, right? Don King, of course, promotes, manages Trevor Bryan. So WBA, as they pretty much have done throughout their entire history, done a favour for Don King just so his fighter, Trevor Bryan, can have an easy defence. So they rank him in the top 15, otherwise he's not allowed to defend it against this guy. Put him in the top 15, he has to fight, Trevor Bryan wins, and then suddenly remove him from the top 15. Don't tell me that ain't corrupt. Don't tell me that ain't wrong. Okay? Because it is. But anyway, Trevor Bryan will be defending that WBA World Heavyweight Championship against the number 1, Daniel Dubois. Daniel Dubois, of course, is the former WBA interim World Heavyweight Champion, but of course WBA, after they've been getting their asses kicked by the ABC Association, decided to remove the interim status. In fact, they haven't done too much else since then, okay, since they got threatened to be kicked out of the America, as in no American bouts will be allowed for the WBA. Okay, so either way, Dan Dubois will get a shot. Now, much like with Jonathan Guidry, as we've just discussed, Daniel Dubois is there because he defeated Bogdan Dinu. Bogdan Dinu was, of course, the number 1 in the WBA for quite some time. Why was he there? When right before he lost to Dan Dubois, his last 4 fights consisted of 2 losses, 1 to Big Baby Jaramillo, 1 to Kubrat Pulev, and then 2 wins over journeymen. So why was he suddenly ranked number 1? I wonder. Hello, Frank Warren. How you doing? Now, again, I mean, obviously I don't know about that one, but he was there for somebody. So again, if it wasn't for Frank Warren, you do have to say well done for Frank Warren for spotting it and getting down Dubois straight into that position after he just lost to Joe Joyce. But either way, Daniel Dubois versus Trevor Bryan for the WBA regular World Heavyweight Championship is pending. Likewise, the WBA have also ordered Robert Helenius versus Hughie Fury. Robert Helenius is WBA Gold Champion for whatever that's worth. Now, that's a fight I'd quite like to see, and based on my recent video with it, a lot of you would like to see that fight too. Now, this will be for an eliminator. Does this mean that the winner of this fight then becomes mandatory challenger to fight the winner of Trevor Bryan versus Daniel Dubois? Maybe, and then the winner goes on and fights the winner of Joshua and Usyk Part 2. Again, very, very possible. But there again, if maybe the winner of Daniel Dubois, Trevor Bryan, who I heavily favour Daniel Dubois to do so, will be automatically instilled as a mandatory challenger. Bearing in mind the WBA are up next for the winner of Usyk versus Joshua, as the IBF have just had theirs with Kubrat Pulev. The WBO have just had theirs with Oleksandr Usyk, so now it's the WBA's turn. So it's very, very important as to what's going on with the top 4 currently. Now, Anthony Josh, of course, is number 5. Is that a low position for him, considering his last, 10, 12 fights, however many it is now, have all been involving the WBA ever since he defeated Vladimir Klitschko. Obviously, that was the vacant belt. That was on the line when he fought Klitschko along with the IBO as well. Is it a little bit low? Yeah, of course it's low. But ultimately, does it matter? No, not really. Because obviously he's got that world title rematch with Oleksandr Usyk. So, of course, if he defeats Oleksandr Usyk, he just gets put straight back in as champion. Would they drop Usyk that low to number 5? We'll have to wait and see. But it is a bit disrespectful from the WBA, that's for sure. Number 6, Deontay Wilder. I have no problem with him being ranked number 6 as long as he's still going to be fighting. We don't know. Okay, we're still waiting. Hopefully he does come back and he does fight, say, Andy Ruiz Jr. or someone like that. That would be great. It really would. But anyway, we'll have to wait and see what happens with Deontay Wilder. Will he retire or will he return to the prize ring? Lenier Pero, new insert to number 15. In fact, a couple of months ago, he was ranked in the top 15 anyway. But obviously, somebody needs to be dropped for Jonathan Guidry, so Don King can have his fighter, Trevor Bryan, fight for the position. So just drop out Lenier Pero for a month or so. Then as soon as Jonathan Guidry loses, put him back in again. Now, Lenier Pero, Cuban heavyweight. Apparently, he's a very good amateur. But as a professional, if you look at his record, he's only had 6 fights. Should somebody who's had 6 fights be ranked in the top 15? You may say, well, it depends on who they've beaten. And yeah, you're probably right about that, but who's he beaten? Do you know any of the opponents that he's beaten? Because I don't. Maybe some of you do. I don't know. But I think 6 fights in is a little bit high. That would suggest to me that Lenier Pero has somebody on his team who has a pretty good relationship with the WBA. So again, the WBA are showing their hand. Real quick. Tyson Fury is not ranked in the top 15 because WBC champion. Okay, that's why he's not on there before anybody else. Same with Dillian White, WBC interim world heavyweight champion, which is why he's not ranked in any other sanctioning body either, because he's WBC. Another fight that has been made is going to be number 14, Tony Yoka, taking on number 10, Martin Bakole. Now, this is a fight that's supposed to have happened in the first week or 2 of January, but obviously it didn't happen due to France going into lockdown, which is where the fight was meant to be happening in Paris. So they then postponed it. Now, Tony Yoka said that he will accept the fight with Filip Hrgović, as Filip Hrgović is arguably the most avoided heavyweight right now. But big bad Tony Yoka, I'll fight him, I'll fight anybody. You got a contract with Martin Bakole, right? So how do you think you're going to get out of it? You weren't going to get out of it. That's probably why you said you're going to fight Filip Hrgović, to try and make yourself look like a big bad tough man fighting anybody, knowing full well it wasn't going to happen. Either way, Tony Yoka versus Martin Bakole, very interesting fight. I do like that fight, by the way. I do think Tony Yoka will probably win, maybe on points or something like that. But it's good that 2 people in the top 15 of a sanctioning body are actually going to fight each other. There's no other real orders. There's no other people going to be fighting each other. Josie Parker, of course, he has called out Andy Ruiz Jr. for a rematch. So if Andy Ruiz Jr. does accept that, then at least another 2 people in this top 15 will be fighting each other. And yet, no Joe Joyce on here. No Luis Ortiz on here either. Bit strange about the Luis Ortiz one, considering he's a PBC fighter. We all know the relationship with the WBA and the PBC, correct? It's strange how Luis Ortiz is not on there, especially how he's just defeated Charles Martin, so he's not coming off a loss or anything. He's coming off a win. Anyway, not too much changes outside of any of that. It'd be great to see Arsenbek Makhmadov take on maybe a Zan Kostabuski or something. That'd be great. You know, just get that fight done. Let's see one of these two justify their position. Is there any reason in the world why a Russian can't take on a Kazakhstan? I don't really know the worldly politics. Maybe there is. I don't know. But something like that should happen. So by the looks of it, we will be seeing Trevor Bryan versus Daniel Dubois. We will be seeing Anthony Joshua versus Oleksandr Usyk. We will be seeing Hughie Fury versus Robert Helenius, all going well, of course. And, of course, we will be seeing Martin Bakole versus Tony Yoka. Maybe we're going to see Joseph Parker take on Andy Ruiz Jr. So at least then, if all those fights happen, it will well and truly make massive, massive changes in the top 15. But either way, the WBA incompetent or corrupt? You tell me. Drop your thoughts below, click thumbs up, and of course, make sure you are subscribed. Do it right now, and I'll catch you all on the next video.